Icon boards, there we see handshake Alireza against Anish Giri. Anish said it himself, his plan as the icon of the PBG Alaskan Knights was to hold firm and let the others do the hard work.
And Alireza once again starts off with his favorite move here, knight to c3. And it's a very nice move because he can then decide which pawn to touch, either this one or this one. He pushes the d pawn, and now we have his favorite opening of this tournament, what we call the Jobawa London.
And that's something that our fellow commentator, James Canty III, will be incredibly happy to see on the board. This is his favourite opening. He's done courses on it. And there we're seeing pawn takes pawn. And we're going to be seeing the white pawn come up just to control the scope of the knight. But you control one knight, but you can't control the other.
Yeah, and Jovanka, did you see how quickly Alireza is moving here? He's made 8 moves in 12 seconds. And although Anish Giri also has come prepared, Alireza is just showing that I know this well. And look at Anish's last move. He's taken his knight back to the starting square.
Yeah, that is outrageous chess, but he gets away with it because the center is relatively close. There's no tension between pawns whatsoever. So he can make these retreating kind of moves. Usually it comes with a hazard warning attached.
Yeah, right now we can see that white has 3 pieces out. Black has only 1. 2 of them are actually fighting for which squares to develop on. But as Jovanka rightly explained, white has to take advantage of that now. If not now, black will get the pieces out. So very exciting clash. And by the way, the win probability here says 54% for Anish Giri, which is black. That's a little surprising for me.
That's a little bit surprising for me too, because usually black normally has a 46% chance of winning. But the engine is pretty confident, and there we arrived back on the board to see that Alireza pushing the h-pawn 2 squares. He means business.
Yeah, he's going all out for the attack. This is heating up. We'll come back here. Let's head over to board number 2. Big news here from the icon board. Alireza Firouzja is better against Anish Giri. Wow. And that is right out of the opening. We are on move 21 right now. Jovanka, why is this looking good for white right now?
Well, white does have some beautiful light squares around the black king. I mean, if you could dream about putting a knight there, sitting there on the g6 square, attacking the king, that would be amazing. There is a direct threat, though, in this position, and that is just to step up with the pawn in the middle and just unleash the bishop to attack the queen. So that's something that you need to do right now. So you have to either move your queen, or you have to just perhaps align the bishop with the queen.
Or block the pawn,
yes? Or block the pawn. I wasn't... It's always a complicated question, right? Do you block the pawn? Do you initiate trades? Especially when your position has the skeleton marks of an attack.
Right, and Alireza is figuring out these questions exactly. And you can see these are the toughest ones because you have so many options. You can pop out your bishop here so that the pawn cannot advance. The bishop would be hanging. You can put your knight here. You can move your queen. So, lot of questions here for Firouzja. Time-wise, we can see Alireza has 13 minutes, 40 seconds. Anish has 15 minutes, 36 seconds. So, 2-minute lead on the clock.
It's going to be very important, especially when there is no time bonus. We've seen it time and time again. When you let the clock tick down to those few seconds, then chaos and blunders and all kinds of things ensues.
Right, and in this event, Alireza has struggled a bit against Anish Giri. But then again, Alireza has beaten so many players. He's high on confidence right now. And he might be the guy who might provide his team a small lead in this finals.
Yes. He's reaching for the bishop.
He's going to pop the bishop out here. That's the best move in the position. And Alireza has understood that I don't need to move my knight in. I don't need to move it there. I can pop my bishop out here.
Yeah. And that would be a nice move, right? Just to relocating the bishop to a better diagonal. And again, just asking Anish, what move are you going to be playing? And then you can just continue just building up the pressure. I like it. But then again, his position looks really good, even if he drops his queen back out of the way. Black's bishop, it's the light square bishop that is the problem here for Anish. It's just a defensive piece. It's not doing anything else other than looking after its own pawn.
Right, and Jovanka, generally Alireza has so much confidence on himself. He spots a move, he makes it. I guess it's the pressure of the finals that is making him double guess his decisions here.
Yeah, maybe. But to be honest, that does it to everyone, right? You're there in the spotlights, you're playing for your team, winning so much money, and he finds it. Yeah, of course. Alireza, he is one of the world's best. He's handled this type of pressure before.
Right, so bishop pops out, and you were saying about the prize money, Jovanka, they are fighting for $500,000.
I know. That's a whole lot of cash.
Yeah, that's a lot of money there. And the total prize fund for the entire Tech Mahindra Global Chess League is $1 million, which is actually very huge. I guess when it comes to prize money, it's only second to the World Championship match. Queen moves up. You can see Anish being slightly careful there. But now is the time where there is a huge move here. And I'm very unsure. Jovanka, tell me your thoughts about this move. Now, there's attack here, but what if I simply sacrifice my rook here? Do you think Alireza would go for this, or it's too difficult for a human to find such a move? Because look at the engine. It's giving this as an advantage to white.
What? And he does it. I was
God.
actually going to answer in the negative. I was going to say, actually, Alireza's position is very good. So maybe he might not decide to do it. But look at that. Class is class. And Alireza finding the best moves. Wow. I mean, let's dive in. We have to show why this is an amazing move. Because obviously, Anish is going to capture that rook with a bishop.
Yeah, he will. He will. Otherwise, it makes no sense. He'll take here.
And the mathematicians amongst us will say, well, a rook is worth 5. A bishop is worth 3. Wasn't that a good trade?
Right. But then, now, after I guess the queens will also get traded. We are right now at this position.
Yeah.
Anish is thinking. He's like, should I take it? Should I not take it? But he will take it, I guess. And then, Jovanka, what's the advantage for white? Why did Alireza give up his rook for a bishop and pawn?
Exactly. So let's do a deep dive and have a look at what Alireza is calculating. So bishop, queen takes queen. Let's assume everything comes off.
Yeah.
The bishop will take the queen. The rook just moves. Let's put it...
Yeah, let's defend
the
this
bishop
pawn.
is attacking the rook.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I like my rook. So let's have a look what happens here. And I think the problem is that the rook just gets harassed. And we're actually going to see the queens leave the board. So our analysis position is actually on the players' boards.
I think Anish has to decide where to move the rook here. But then the bishop can come and really...
Yes. I think that's the problem, right? That you're going to be dropping a lot of pawns. And the bishops, they are going to control everything. And do you remember I was thinking, I would love it if a knight ended up on his dream.
Yeah.
G6 square. So hang on, let's look at this. So if you move the rook one step to the center, the other bishop can swoop in, attack the rook, say, gotta move, my friend. The rook will move, and now you just go bishop takes pawn because, you know, greed is good. And now the knight will just move over and suddenly find itself on the right.
But Anish says, I'm not materialistic. I am ready to give back some material. He pushes his pawn and asks Alireza to take the rook.
Yeah, I think this is excellent practical decision there from Anish, not holding on to the material, not allowing Alireza to mobilize all his pieces. And yes, Anish is a pawn down, but his pieces are active now.
Yeah, this is looking quite interesting, but it's a clear pawn deficit there, Jovanka.
Yeah, it is a clear pawn, but, you know, as compensation, a little bit of activity. So still a fight for Alireza. Yes, and it's actually thanks to this particular board, as you highlighted, Alireza Firouzja against Anish. Alireza just playing like he's the boss. I mean, this time control is completely in his favor. He's a comfortable pawn up. He has the better minor piece. His rook is on the dream square. All that he needs to do is just utilize the king and chase away the black knight.
Yes, and you know what, Jovanka, here, he's just going to take the knight, take the pawn, and then he'll be 2 pawns up in the rook endgame. Anish tries to keep the knight, but what's going to happen now if I just kick the knight and win another pawn here with my bishop and rook lined up?
Well, it's not good.
Yeah, not good for Anish at all.
Not good for Anish, and I agree with you. You can just comfortably chase away the knight and the pawn that is lined up for taking on g7. That's going to go. Yeah, Saga. Just excellent game here from Alireza Firouzja. There the king comes in. This is also a beautiful move. Whole idea is just to come up with the king, attack the rook, attack the knight, and Anish, what does Anish? He just moves his rook
to the side.
Yeah.
But this is totally winning. And you know, Jovanka, all the players are all the time looking at the big screen. The moment this game ends, it will be a huge boost of confidence for the Triveni Continental Kings.
Absolutely. Because they know there are some pawns to the good, and that will affect their decision making later on in the game. They don't have to take so much risk. They won't be feeling the pressure as much. Well, you win as a team, you lose as a team, but you have to deliver as a team. And there is one big danger here. It's actually not a good idea for white to step the king up and attack the knight, because whoops, knights are crafty pieces, and the knight will suddenly step back, and whoops, that will be a knight fork.
Beautiful, beautiful. There's always tricks in any position. And I like how, you know, what I think Anish should do, and maybe this should be strategy, is not to make his moves too quickly now. He has 9 minutes on the clock, and he should basically, he knows he's losing. Just hang in there, you know, give hope to your teammates that I'm still there. Anything can happen.
Exactly. I mean, we saw that yesterday in the Triveni Continental Nights. You know, we saw that everyone hung on in there. No one kind of gave up. They all fought. And in the end, it actually went in the Triveni's way.
Absolutely. And so here we can come to the conclusion that Alireza is winning. I love how he's being very, very careful about it, not being hasty, trying to figure the best way out, because he knows it's a very important. Meanwhile, we have a big result on the icon board. Let's head over there. Anish Giri, Alireza Firouzja. You can see here the pawn was about to queen, and he resigns there. Alireza scoring the first win for the Triveni Continental Kings. The score is 4-1 in the favor of TCK.